As many of you know, I've often said here, chums, that television is a desperate game. Oh yes, doesn't matter how long they've been in front of the camera lens, they don't want to leave. They'll hop to any channel that is willing to still give them some money for the name that they created maybe 30, 40 years ago. If you don't believe me, well, take a look at this. This is, of course, the presenter Lorraine Kelly, over 36 plus years on ITV, but now finding that ITV simply can't afford her huge salary, even though she claims her ratings are better than ever. Now, Lorraine recently decided to share some hospital pics to let the world know that she wasn't exactly 100%. Was it genuine? Was it needed? Well, some people might say, allegedly, that it's all down to publicity, and that really was the idea, right? On the other side of the coin, when that didn't necessarily work, Lorraine then decided to share a saucy message which apparently comes regularly from her husband. And she's also been doing the publicity rounds. If you don't believe me, this is all to save their TV careers. Kat Deely this morning, well, let the world know that she's suddenly splitting from her husband after many years, timing just as she came back to front the show after the summer break. But over in the US, well, you've got a bigger problem because you've got an ego that literally, well, was flown to the moon. Yes, let me explain. Morning, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as ever, welcome one and all brand new subscribers. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for your time and have a nice wave. I've met Gayle King, right? I remember her coming over here, I think. Can't remember what the royal occasion was now, but it was almost like meeting the Queen herself. Ooh, yes. One might say a bit of an inflated ego, right? But of course, to the rest of the world, she simply is the fact that she's, Oprah Winfrey's best friend. Nothing wrong with that. Nice that they're both good chums together. But even that can't cement what can come forward, particularly in the mega declining world of mainstream media. That is, of course, television. CBS have recently got a brand new head of news. Always terrifying, chums, when you work in a channel, because there's two things that genuinely happen, right? Normally they say they love you at the beginning and you're marvellous. Then they look at the revenue, the ad revenue, and more importantly, the ratings. And so consequently, there are stories whirling around that the long-standing early morning anchor Gayle King on CBS News, well, could soon be no more. Now, Gayle's been ambushed outside the studios and she claims, and this is the thing that always makes me laugh, I don't know anything about it. I've been told they're happy with my work, etc. Behind the scenes, though, what happens is this, that the executives, and again I have to say allegedly, brief the media so that the media are in advance, and this makes the talent unnerved. Slightly, where do I stand? And so that really puts them on a rocky edge. Two things are now going to happen to Gayle King. She will either be left at CBS but on a vastly reduced salary. Again, I have to say allegedly. Or they'll bring her back for special projects. But it's not looking good for Gayle, you see, because a couple of years back, she also signed a big money deal with CNN. Never really one to gain a lot of ratings. But even though Gayle was apparently purporting these very big interviews with international stars, it didn't work, right? So consequently, what you've got is Gayle floundering around. According to sources, though, she was absolutely mortified, miffed, couldn't believe it, given the fact that earlier this year, she, alongside many other micro celebrities like Katy Perry, well, they went to the moon, if you remember. Now, Katy's done a little bit better, managing to bag a former Prime Minister. As for Gayle, what she's got to do now is see if the sun is really setting on her stint with CBS in New York. But either way, while Gayle may be in denial, the people behind the scenes at CBS are letting the world know that changes are afoot. And it might not look that positive for Gayle. And more importantly, she might have wished that she stayed up in space. Neil Sean in the very heart of the United Kingdom.